this clip, we look at Real-Time Materialized Views, that is a 12c Release 2 new feature, and how they can be utilized to speed up queries without having to do refresh that often. Initially, before 12c, that was the state of affairs with materialized views. So the select statement here, you see it mentions the base table sales here, which is a large table. We do an aggregation query here, and there is a materialized view in place that can be used to do a query rewrite so that transparently for the select statement, the server process here recognizes that there is a materialized view that can be used instead of having to do a full table scan on the large base table here. So that is when the materialized view is fresh. Now, when DML, insert update delete, hits the sales table here, then the materialized view becomes stale. So it is no longer reflecting the state of the base table. When that happens, query rewrite can no longer be done unless the materialized view here is refreshed. Now, in order to do a fast refresh, there is a materialized view log recording the changes on the base table here. The delta here, the green triangle, stands for these recorded changes. And upon a fast refresh, that materialized view log here is then used to do that fast refresh. And afterwards, query rewrite can again be done. So the point here is, before 12c, when the materialized view is stale and not yet refreshed, then this query here needs to hit the sales table and do a full table scan there. So better do often a refresh so that this is not necessary and the materialized view can be used instead. Now to the new feature. With 12c Release 2, in the same situation, when the materialized view is stale and there is a materialized view log containing the change, then the query can still be rewritten. We don't have to access the large base table. That is a process called on-query computation. So we are using the stale data here in the materialized view, and we combine the recorded changes with that data to produce a correct result here, without having to refresh the materialized view. Now, of course, you will, sooner or later, refresh this materialized view still, but before you do that, the query is still faster than it was in the same situation before 12c, where the large base table had to be accessed. So that's, in short, the idea of real-time materialized views, and we will see that in action in a moment. So, on my demonstration system, I connect to my demonstration user, Adam. This is 12.2, a pluggable database. And first I query the sales table without a materialized view to show that this takes more than 3 seconds. It does a full table scan, there is no index or anything. And now I create both a materialized view log and a materialized view. With this new clause here, enable on-query computation. Now, after the materialized view was created at first, it is fresh and the select is now lightning fast because we can just do a query rewrite. And that is not yet so surprising. You would see the very same with 11G as well. We do a materialized view access instead of a full table scan on the sales table here. So that's good, but not yet new. Now, when I do DML on the sales table, the materialized view becomes stale. And user mviews confirms that. Needs compile means stale, and you see this new column here on query computation Y that reflects the usage of the new feature. Now, the query is much faster than without materialized view. It's not as fast as with a fresh materialized view, though. Why is that? Well, because we need some work to do here under the covers. You see, the select statement now produces this execution plan, and the remarkable thing here is that we don't need to access the sales table. And this here is faster than accessing the very large sales table. Now, after a while, I do a refresh fast. That's possible because of the materialized view lock here. But in the meantime, when the materialized view was stale, the select is still quite fast. That is the difference to 11G. But I do the fast refresh here as with 11G as well. Now the materialized view is fresh, and we can access it directly. We don't need to do an on-query computation here, and therefore it's now again lightning fast. Only the materialized view needs to be accessed. Now, by the way, if you wonder what last plan does, it does this. And just to confirm that query rewrite integrity is on the default value, that is enforced. So this feature is not comparable with the stale tolerated value here for this parameter. That produces the stale result set.